So Doug Franz here for WGSMTV.com, and I'm with the Hall of Famer, Ann Meyers Drysdale. You know, the more important question to me about today is just, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm great. Excited for the Mercury season. Was happy about the Suns and disappointed that we got beat in the playoffs, but injuries didn't help. But move on to the summertime and the Mercury.
I'm pretty confident that they didn't have you involved in every conversation with every coach, but in your opinion, why Frank Vogel?
Well, just as James said, I mean, he's been around the league. He's won a championship. You know, when they're doing interviews, obviously there's things that we don't know on the outside, and certainly, like everybody says, a lot of it has to do with chemistry. Certainly, Frank brings in not only a great resume, but just the kind of man he is.
When you've done interviews to find a coach, what are the questions you ask? What do you look for?
Well, first of all, you know what they've accomplished in their past, and so you look for character, and you look for what they're going to bring to the table as far as raising it to the next level. And I know, too, James has been around a long time doing this. You know, Frank's been at different places, and like somebody told me one time, one of the NBA coaches said, if you're not fired, you're going to get fired. And that's the nature of this business, and I think most coaches, they're lifers, and they know it, but they bring a world of information.
I know you won't use this term, but I will. You're a star. You were a Hall of Fame player. How does a coach come in and establish a relationship with a Devin Booker, with a KD? How do you establish that with a star player? What did you look for from your coaches?
Well, he already has, as he said. He coached Devin in the All-Star game. He knows, KD from the All-Star. He's met Chris. When you're in the league, you know who everybody is. And the fact that he's able to have these relationships, and players that have played in the Olympics, and players that have played in the All-Stars, and players that have played in the league, they all know each other, and you get a reputation. Of course, I don't base things on reputation. I base it on character, and that's what Frank is.
When I asked him the question, do you embrace the city's championship or failure attitude, he said, hell yeah. Did that get you going?
Well, that's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he loves the game, and he's intense, and he's going to bring the best. And like he said, you have to deal with injuries, you have to deal with certain things that happen on the road, and so forth. And you just got to take the season as it comes. But he's excited to get started. I think he's communicated with most of the players, and that's where you start.
Last question is, of course, something near and dear to your heart. How do you feel? I realize you wish the Mercury were undefeated, but how do you feel about the start to the season?
Certainly we'd like to get some wins, and we leave for the road today, and we go to Dallas back-to-back and go to Indiana, and it's a tough league. People don't realize what a tough league it is because it's 4 months. We're now playing 40 games, so there's a lot of back-to-backs. You're dealing with situations, and the travel is very tough, but every team is good, and so we're 1-3 right now. We hope to turn that around, but we've won a championship with a record, and last year we finished 8th and we got to the playoffs.
That's Ann Meyers Drysdale. My name's Doug Franz. One of us is a Hall of Famer. This is WTSMTV.com.